encouraging buyers or seller to join whichever way. Because we're not the only ones that look for engulfing candlestick. That's what most traders look for. So right when they see that engulfing, everybody's like, all right, let's join. And that's when the market gets pushed in a certain direction because everyone see that engulfing and they all want to go with it. Just go with it. Mm-hmm. That's why engulfing is so important because it's like a train. Once that train starts moving, everybody jumps on, and that's how the market moves every London or
So after you finished, Jay?
So just so at that blue point when everyone.
What'd you say?
Oh yeah, so after that blue point, everyone's gonna be wanting to sell because they've seen engulfing. But how can it jump back up?
That's just market manipulation. Like Jay said, they're trying to, scare you out of your trade. But if you have the right knowledge and if you know candlestick analysis and you see these long wicks, you know that it can't go up for too much longer. So if you're using proper risk management,
because you talked about the exhaustion.
Yeah, if you're using proper risk management, there's no reason why you should be closing this trade right now. I had no reason to close this trade because structure is still being maintained here. We're going to go over structure, a lot more in detail in the course, but just for the sake of this Zoom. All right, so price began to sell, and then it broke my trend line, and then it retested trend line. I'm very firm on no retest, no entry. So after it retested, what did I do? I got back in. I got a second entry, like right here, right there. This candle didn't completely engulf, but sometimes I can be an aggressive or risky trader. I was confident that I was going to go in my direction. So that was my second entry. And then it kept tanking. It kept tanking. And I predicted that it was going to sell to support zone right here, which was green at first, which was green. And it did that. It sold, it broke that support, and now it's kind of consolidating in this area. So that's my analysis. Do you want me to clear my chart and show you like how I start from the daily? Or
yeah, could you? Because that's something that they say, like, oh, make an analysis, but they don't ever show you how to fully break it down.
Okay. All right.
So
daily
to make that scene.
My analysis starting on the daily. I get the overall, trend. I want to see what it's doing. I draw my support and resistance. And we're going to go over support and resistance more in detail, guys, so don't worry about that. So I draw my support and resistance starting from the daily. And if I see a lot of wicks, I try to get the medium of those wicks. So I wanted to try to touch as many wicks as possible because I know that's a good either support or resistance zone. In this case, that was a good resistance zone. So then I go down to the H4. I see it's still respecting resistance, a lot of consolidation right here. So I don't know what it's doing. That's why I scroll, after I know the overall direction of the market, the trend, I scroll to the lower time frames to find my entry. Then I'll just draw my trend line. Draw my trend line like that. Boom. And this is where I took my entry, guys, this morning. I don't know if you guys took advantage of the analysis that I dropped, but if you did, you should have had nice profit. Right there, that's why I began taking my entry. So do you guys have any questions on this analysis? Anything you want me to go more in detail on?
Do you know that second entry that you took? So I understand the first one after the exhaustion, that makes sense. But then after it crossed the trend line, the diagonal one, You took another entry after, so you said no retest, no entry. So it retested once and kind of again the second time.
Yep. So let me kind of
But
highlight
that
the retest
bit.
that I was talking about. So price broke here, and then it retested here. You see all these wicks up here?
Yeah.
Close to the trend line?
Yeah.
That's my retest. And I just wait for a candlestick pattern. Candlestick, I'm in engulfing candlestick pattern, bearish engulfing on a downtrend, or bullish engulfing on an uptrend. There's no retest, there's no entry, because I think someone pointed it out earlier in the chat. When you try to just catch a breakout,
I hear that.
you know, you're entering in the middle of a candle, so it's definitely going to pull back on you, and you're going to be in a lot of drawdown. And I don't like to be in a lot of drawdown, so I'll just wait for the extra confirmation before I take, you know, additional entries. That makes sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, you know.
Okay.
Makes a lot of sense.
Any more questions?
Another one for me. So, oh, 1 second. No, carry on as you were. Sorry.
Okay. So, if we good on this pair, we're gonna go to the next pair that I dropped in the chat this morning, and that's the same exact. It's pretty much the same exact analysis. Pretty much. I expected price to sell, and it sold perfectly. It actually, you know, hit my take profit, and this could have been a take profit too, but I got out. I didn't want to be too greedy. All right, so pretty much same thing. Price was on a temporary uptrend, as you can see by this trend line here. I noticed price was starting to respect this area of resistance, which is indicated by this yellow box here. And it was a strong level of resistance because it touched multiple times, almost 4 times. And my entry on this particular one was perfect, because there is a beautiful bearish engulfing right there. Change the color of the line. Beautiful bearish engulfing at 2.062. And that was my first entry. All right. No confirmation, no entry. And then, as you can see, price broke the trend line. It came back and it retested as resistance again. And then it continued to drop. I didn't take a second entry on this pair, but it continued to drop towards my target. And like I said, it actually broke my target and hit next take profit too.
I've got a question about the engulfing. So when it's engulfing, does it only have to be a green one before it, or can it be a red?
Great question. So on a downtrend, it's always going to be a green candle followed by a red candle. So let me clear this chart for you guys and try to
Oh yeah, and it's gotta be from a major support zone.
Yes,
got
sir.
you. Yeah, that makes sense. I remember that one.
Yeah, it can't be in the middle. You gotta wait. Yeah. So you wait for to touch that resistance. Right from that resistance, you see it engulfing. That's your cue to go.
Yeah. I've heard that flying around. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Most people get twisted, like, oh, I see it engulfing, it's good to go, but it's really gotta be from that.
Right. You don't want to get in just anywhere, because you don't know what the market's going to do.
Yeah, makes sense.
So on a downtrend, this would be a bearish engulfing. This is the candlestick pattern that I look for. Like Jay said, at a major support, at a major resistance zone. So say this is resistance, and I indicate my resistance by red line. You don't have to do that. You can do whatever. That works for me. So at a resistance, I'll look for something like this. And it may not always be this perfect. And this is when something known as bearish variation. We're going to call it a bearish variation, because it may take more than one red candle to completely engulf this green candle. So you might see something like this.
Oh,
You might see that, right? And then you'll
so
see.
wait, you can have them back to back, so you can have two reds.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
See this first red candle? That didn't engulf that green candle. So I'm not getting in this trade because it's not enough sellers in the market. It's not enough volume for me to get in this trade. But once this next red candle closes and completely engulfs this green candle, that's telling me, you know, sellers are strong in the market right now. So I have a lot of confidence when taking this trade. So something like this is called a bearish variation. So on a downtrend, you have bearish engulfings or bearish variations. And on the uptrend, bullish engulfings or bullish variations. That makes sense?
Yes, make.
And the way Tony trades, the way you guys can tell we trade different because we don't try to catch a move in the middle of the move. We try to catch it at the start or the end. That's different between us and most traders. And that's why signals aren't really trustworthy. Analysis work better because you see the intentions of the whole trade. Signal, you're just putting out there like, yeah, enter. You don't know what you're entering really.
Right.
That's why it's good to have this knowledge to where you know, like, okay, it's too late to hop in that trade. Because if you happen to trade in the middle, you're like pretty much a puppet. Like they're gonna play with you. Pull back, go down, pull back. You get a heart attack. Like so,
perfect example right here. I don't mean to cut you off, Jay. Like right
yeah,
here, I would not get in this. Like me and Jay talked about this right before y'all hopped on. I wouldn't get in something like that because it's in the middle of no man's land. It's no support, no resistance, and I'm pretty sure it's definitely going to, you know, consolidate for a while or pull back up even. So I like to, you know, get in at the top of a trend or the bottom.
Well, how many retests do you need to see to realize that okay, that's the bottom or that's the top?
What you mean?
As in, it's the beginning of like it's the beginning of the end.
So like here, I know this is the beginning of a trend because it's at a strong resistance zone. And it retested 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that's a strong resistance zone to me. So that's beginning of a downtrend. And let me see if I can find a good example.
Do you have like a minimum?
A minimum of retests?
Like a minimum amount of retests? Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Jay.
Oh, that was me.
You said something?
That was not me.
Okay.
Nah. But
so,
hey,
no, I don't have a minimum.
Well, I could say just like risk involved. That's where the risk comes in. You're gonna trust your analysis. You're like, okay, I see 4 retests. Let me take a shot. You know what I mean? Like I'm expecting it. We can't say you can never hear a trader say, hey, it's gonna touch this, bounce down, and move. It's gotta be like, I'm expecting. Keyword expecting. That's what trading is. A lot of anticipation, try to figure out what next move next. So it's just something that's on your part. You're like, okay, am I comfortable? Did I get enough confirmation? Through support, it's not for me. I'm gonna go for it regardless because I'm like, yeah, half the time it comes out in my favor. It just comes from experience. So maybe in the past, Tony saw something bounce 4 times. I saw it bounce 3. I'm like, this goes my way every time. So I'm gonna try for it.
I hear that.
Yeah, it comes with all the times you've seen it. That's all it is. Just from experience.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
More times you see a retest, that's just more, you know, confirmation, more confidence to take that trade. I don't know who else is online, but y'all have any questions?
On this chart, can you redraw the trend line that you had for this chart?
Yes.
Compromise.
So I draw my trend lines from wick to wick. You can draw it from body to body. It's all a personal preference. That's just how I was taught by my mentor. So I draw it from the bottom of this wick down here. And I just drag it. I continue dragging it as long as the trend goes.
So is the, I see in this case, it's from support to resistance. Is it always like that?
What'd you say?
The trend support to resistance, is it always like that?
Yeah.
As far as where
the trend line itself. Yeah. So the trend line is a support or resistance in one, but it's diagonal. You know what I mean? Because you can see
right, no,
the
no.
trade respects it. That's how the trade moves. The
Right, but
chart
when
moves in a trend line.
when you start to draw it, is it always being drawn? Like you see where it intersects with the green support line? Does it always start at a support line?
It should.
No. Well,
It should.
Sometimes you can, but really you want to put it on a portion of trade you're in. You know what I mean? So you're not gonna be the trade way back there. You gotta say you enter off that long wick in the middle of the trend line. You put the trend line from that body to the next.
Okay.
It's just about where you are in the air. It's not. It doesn't have to. It could be the whole chart for overall analysis. You want to make sure that trend line is on your path, sort of.
That's a
It's
great.
not that's all it is. Just trend lines they're tricky. You know what I mean? But it's just let's make sure it's on a portion of trade you're in or thinking about getting involved in. That's what matters the most.
That's a great explanation, Jay.
Woo, man, give me a cookie.
All right. Any more questions, guys? Because this Zoom is about to end in about 5 minutes.
I just wanted to say I appreciate you guys answering my questions.
Yeah, man, no problem. And yeah, bro, we're gonna be sharing our analysis a lot of times. Call them signals. They're ideas we share.
Yeah.
You guys can learn from us and just watch how we do stuff. We don't do it with confidence because we kill shit, but you guys probably be like, what the, you know what I mean? But we're going to try as much as possible to share analysis at least once a day and kind of you guys see how our strategy works.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So with the analysis that you've drawn up and stuff, like I've drawn up the same thing throughout today. My problem is I don't know where to find these entries. Like I can tell you whereabouts is going to be going and stuff, draw arrows, and then a few days time I can see it happening. But my issue is just like where to actually find the entries, and I think you've answered that in this. Like looking for these engulfing sort of things. So
yeah, at a major support and resistance. Remember that.
That's cool. Are you always looking in the 15 minutes?
I think tonight I'm on Zoom tonight. We're gonna trade live. I'm gonna try to do a live trade session tonight.
Oh man, that'll be
what for London?
Yeah, London. Last night nobody was up, so I don't expect.
Yeah, we dropped some fire analysis and y'all missed them, man.
No one.
Nah,
yeah, so
come on,
tonight
man. I wasn't around.
So tonight, London. Well, it's night for me. I'm gonna hop on Zoom. I'm gonna run the live session on Zoom. We're gonna just go trade live. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm expecting, and yeah.
So what time is that on your side?
I hop on 1 hour earlier before the session opens. I wake up 1 hour earlier and then draw my analysis because it's more on point.
At the time, or you got a few juggling about.
It's just about the setup. If I don't see the setup, I don't trade. That's my rule. That's my rule. If I don't see a setup, that's the hardest part. People try to play like they have to trade every day. If I don't see a setup, probably be a pointless session. If I see one, it's gonna happen. So, but We
And
don't
are
sell
you
out
guys
for the day.
sticking to the 15? Are you guys sticking to the 15-minute time frame throughout the majority of your trades, and then zoom in when you have to?
Well, I start on a daily, then work my way on down. I want to know the overall direction of the trend first, and then once I know the direction of the trend, yeah, I go to the 15-minute, to find precise entries because my entries have to be on point.
Got you.
15 or the
Always.
5-minute time frame.
Yeah, we gonna milk the market tonight. Don't worry. Yeah. Last night, my entry was off, and that's why I had a bad night. But yeah, man. There's 4 of us. We're all different. We're putting what we know in one book, and hopefully you guys will have access to it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. Tony's, we call her Oil Queen. She's a queen. She's the queen of oil. You know what I mean? I'm the indices dude. I scalp. Like, I make it look easy, but shit. I blew like probably a couple hundred accounts.
Yeah.
But
you don't even want to know how many accounts I done blown over the years. So, don't get frustrated. Don't get discouraged. It happens.
It's like riding a bike. You fall a couple of times, but then you end up figuring out how to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, man, we all hybrids. We're going to help y'all out. Tonight, I'm going to try to hop in that session if anybody's up. If not, y'all missed out. But we're going to try to help y'all.
I need to figure out what time you guys are doing it, because I might just stay up. Because at the moment, it's getting to like 9 o'clock here, 9 p.m.
Oh, gee.
So
Yeah.
it would be 7 o'clock your time.
7 o'clock my time. Yeah. Okay.
Because your London opens at 8, right? That's when London session opens.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I get you.
So 7 o'clock your time, or 7:30 hour.
Well, it might be a bit sticky. I got work in it, but I'll see what I can do anyway.
Yeah, man. Just hop in with.
Yeah.
You learn something. Don't matter. You probably hop in a trade, put your sell loss in profit, and go to work. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, man. I'm gonna head to work myself. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys tonight. Don't force trade. Stay out the market if you don't have to say anything. And yeah.
All right. See you later, Jay.
See y'all later.
All right.
Well, I'm about to end this meeting, guys. Thank you so much for hopping on. And like I said, we're gonna help y'all become great traders over the long run. Just stick with us, put in the chart time, stay consistent, and you will see results. All right, guys. See y'all in the chats.